How far will Jin BTS go to honor a promise? And why did even HYB's top management reportedly react with disbelief when they found out what he had done? The answer to that question, recently unveiled by Red Velvet's Wendy, has left ARMY across the globe deeply moved and has reignited admiration for Jin's unmatched sincerity as both an artist and a human being. During a quiet radio broadcast on SBS Power FM's Cultural Show, Wendy shared a story that has quickly spread across fan communities. Her revelation wasn't a scripted PR moment. It was raw, spontaneous, and clearly came from a place of genuine respect. She spoke about how Jin, months before his guest appearance on her radio program Wendy's Young Street, made a personal request through his team, a request that now seems small on the surface but carries enormous emotional weight. Wendy revealed that Jin had contacted HYB months earlier, asking the company to coordinate directly with SBS so he could appear on her show exactly as promised. The shocking part? This wasn't a promise made on a stage or before cameras. It was a simple commitment Jin had made privately to Wendy long before his military enlistment, that when he returned, he would visit her program. Many artists say such things as friendly gestures. Few ever follow through. Jin did. Quietly, meticulously, without any public announcement. And when Wendy told the story, her voice trembled slightly, not because it was dramatic, but because it was real. He remembered, she said, pausing as if still trying to process it herself. He asked his company to make sure he could appear on my show because he'd promised it before. I was really touched. It's rare for someone at his level to be that thoughtful. What makes this moment extraordinary is not just the act itself, but the consistency of Jin's character that it reveals. This wasn't a promotional schedule or a media stunt arranged by HYB. In fact, according to insiders, even HYB's internal staff were taken aback when Jin personally requested that the appearance be arranged. It wasn't on the initial media plan, said one source familiar with the scheduling process. He specifically asked for it. Everyone was surprised. It's not common for artists to bring up something like that months after the conversation happened. That small but deeply human act has since become one of the most talked about topics among ARMY. The reason? It perfectly mirrors Jin's reputation for authenticity, a quality that has always set him apart in an industry where image often overshadows integrity. Jin's quiet promise kept to Wendy has reminded millions why he is called the most genuine idol. Social media has exploded with emotional reactions. Thousands of fans have written about how Jin's gesture represents a kind of loyalty that is rarely seen in show business. Comments such as, "He never forgets people," and "This is why we trust Jin," dominate online threads. Others have drawn connections between this moment and Jin's long-standing image as someone who values sincerity above publicity. He doesn't do things for attention. One ARMY wrote on X, "He does it because it's right." Observers have also pointed out how this story aligns perfectly with Jin's personality, both on and off stage. Known for his humility and grounded nature, Jin has often spoken about the importance of keeping promises, even small ones. In multiple interviews before his enlistment, he mentioned that sincerity is the foundation of how he wants to be remembered as an artist. Now, this recent revelation seems to embody that belief. Yet, what adds another layer of fascination to this story is HYB's reported reaction. According to Korean media insiders, the company initially didn't fully grasp why Jin insisted on the appearance. It wasn't part of any strategic comeback campaign or album rollout. But after seeing the emotional response from fans and the public, HYB staff themselves began to express admiration for his personal initiative. He doesn't need PR. He just needs to be Jin. One anonymous staff member was quoted saying, "This moment also highlights something deeper about Jin's relationship with people around him. In an industry built on contracts and calculated visibility, Jin's sense of personal responsibility stands out as something profoundly rare. His decision to honor that promise not only reflects his professionalism but also his empathy, a kind of emotional intelligence that strengthens the bond between artist and audience in ways that no marketing campaign ever could. The impact of Wendy's revelation has rippled far beyond the radio broadcast. It became a trending topic across South Korea and international platforms. Entertainment journalists, analysts, and even veteran broadcasters have commented on how unusual such sincerity is in the entertainment world. For many, it reinforces the idea that Jin's public image as the reliable one, the promise keeper, and the heart of BTS isn't a brand strategy. It's simply who he is. But what does this say about Jin's current influence? Even after years in the spotlight and a hiatus due to military service, Jin's ability to move both fans and colleagues with a single act of integrity proves his enduring resonance. When Wendy told her story, it didn't just make fans emotional, it redefined how people perceive celebrity loyalty and humility. There's also a symbolic meaning behind this moment. Jin's act of keeping his word mirrors the deep trust ARMY has always placed in him. Through countless concerts, appearances, and even during his enlistment, Jin has been a symbol of reliability. His behavior, once again, validates that trust. And in a world where stars are often celebrated for glamour or controversy, Jin continues to be celebrated for something infinitely more powerful: consistency and heart. Still, one can't help but ask, why does a simple promise matter this much? Because in an age of fleeting attention and disposable fame, sincerity has become the rarest currency of all. Jin's gesture reminds the world that greatness isn't only measured by popularity or numbers, but by integrity. The quiet decisions made when no one is watching, as Wendy herself summarized during the broadcast. He didn't need to do that, but he did. That's what makes him Jin. That sentence alone has now echoed across thousands of social media platforms and news sites, quoted by fans and journalists alike. It captures the essence of what ARMY has always known, that Jin's artistry is inseparable from his humanity. The emotional weight of this revelation continues to grow. Fan videos compiling Wendy's remarks have reached millions of views within hours. Online discussions dissect every detail: when exactly Jin made the promise, how he remembered it, and why it mattered so much to him. Each thread circles back to the same conclusion: this wasn't about publicity, it was about loyalty. Even HYB's subsequent reaction reportedly carried a tone of awe. Insiders described how Jin's simple act prompted quiet conversations inside the company about artist authenticity. He has his own moral compass. One HYB staff member told Korean media, "When he says something, he means it. When he promises something, he will find a way to make it happen." For ARMY, it was yet another reminder of why Jin remains such a beloved figure. His return to the spotlight has already been marked by humility, grace, and humor. But now, this newly surfaced story gives fans something even deeper: proof that Jin's values haven't changed despite fame, time, or distance. In a broader sense, this incident also reflects something crucial about the connection between idols and their audiences. Fans don't simply admire Jin for his beauty or vocal talent. They admire him for the rare emotional honesty that defines his every move. The promise he kept with Wendy becomes a metaphor for the promise he has kept with ARMY for years: to stay real, grounded, and true.